Take a moment to prepare yourself before pressing play, because you will be completely taken aback by what you are about to hear. The former U.S. President Jimmy Carter's final net worth is completely out of proportion to his actual wealth. Even if you believe you already know the value of a past president, his tale is different. Stay with me until the very end as we examine the life of one of the most modest, truthful, and diligent presidents, and what his ultimate net worth reveals about the principles he upheld. Former presidents are typically associated with extravagant lifestyles, enormous riches, and opulent residences. Ultimately, a number of past presidents have made millions of dollars from commercial endeavors, speaking appearances, and book sales. However, Jimmy Carter's tale is distinct. Carter made the decision to live a simple, modest, and unselfish life, despite becoming the 39th president of the United States. Instead of accumulating fortune, his life's work during and after his presidency was to make a difference in the world. Thus, his ultimate wealth is a little unexpected. Jimmy Carter was poor as a child. He was raised in a modest household after being born in a small Georgian hamlet in 1924. His mother was a nurse, while his father was a farmer and trader. The Carters managed to make ends meet in spite of their difficulties. Jimmy Carter's ideals, which he would uphold throughout his life, were influenced by this early upbringing. The pillars of his character were his honesty, hard work, and dedication to serving people. He never forgot his roots, even after rising to become one of the world's most powerful individuals. Carter returned to his hometown of Plains, Georgia, to take over the family's peanut plantation after serving in the U.S. Navy. At first, the farm wasn't performing well, but Carter's perseverance and sound financial judgment helped it. Carter was grounded despite some financial success with the property. He was motivated by a feeling of responsibility and a desire to change the world, not by money or luxury. His presidency and eventually his post-presidential life would be impacted by such a thinking. Carter prioritized advancing human rights, the environment, and peace when he was elected president in 1977. He had no interest in ostentatious appearances or self-interest. Even when in the White House, Carter was notorious for not living a life of luxury. He stood out from other world leaders with his straightforward demeanor and frequently wore plain clothing. Some praised him for staying loyal to his roots, while others chastised him for his modest manner. The way he lived after being dismissed from government, however, was far more unexpected. Carter made a totally different decision than many of his predecessors, who went on to earn millions of dollars. He devoted his life to public service rather than accumulating fortune. He continued to promote human rights globally while collaborating with Habitat for Humanity to build homes for the underprivileged. In addition, he established the Carter Center, a group dedicated to fighting illness, advancing democracy, and fostering peace. Carter put a lot of time, effort, and money into these projects because he valued service over personal gain. Let's now discuss his financial circumstances. What is Jimmy Carter's true net worth, one could wonder? He was, after all, a public servant, a writer, a farmer, and a president. He must have amassed considerable fortune over the years. The startling thing is that Carter's net wealth is extremely low when compared to other presidents. It was estimated that Jimmy Carter had a net worth of $10 million at the time. Most people would think that's a lot, but it's a small portion of what other former presidents have been worth. For instance, speaking engagements and book sales have increased the fortune of Barack Obama and Bill Clinton by tens of millions of dollars. Even Donald Trump has a far larger net worth because of his business empire. So why does Carter have so much less money? His decisions hold the key to the solution. Carter had little interest in expensive speaking engagements or big book agreements. Rather, he concentrated on giving back to the world and his community. He remained in the little home he had constructed himself in 1961 in Plains, Georgia. Carter and his wife, Rosalind, led a modest existence in their little community, while other former presidents went into opulent estates. He doesn't reside in a fancy house. It is actually less valuable than similar luxury vehicles. For Carter, however, upholding appearances was less important than acting on his moral principles. Carter's belief in leading a life of service is also reflected in his humble sense of self-worth. He didn't think that after he was elected president, there would be financial success. Instead, he saw it as a chance to make things better. He kept up his diligent efforts for causes he supported even after he left the government. Carter never ceased trying to improve the world, whether it was through managing elections in underdeveloped nations or constructing homes with Habitat for Humanity. The fact that Carter has always prioritized individuals is among the story's most heartwarming elements. He aimed to assist those in need rather than pursue fame or wealth. His life serves as evidence that how you influence other people, not how much money you have in your bank account, is the true measure of success. And for that reason, his entire net worth is really significant. Its intrinsic worth is more important than its monetary worth. Up until his later years, Carter adhered to these values. He continued to construct homes for Habitat for Humanity at the age of 95. He demonstrated that you can always give back, regardless of your age, social status, or financial circumstances. His legacy is one of compassion, kindness, and a lifetime dedication to service rather than wealth or prestige. As our analysis of Jimmy Carter's life and wealth draws to a close, it's critical to consider what really matters. We can learn from Carter's experience that material success isn't the most significant aspect of life. Making the most of your time, skills, and resources to change the world is what counts. Instead of taking a different route that might have brought him millions more cash, Carter could have chosen to live a life of service. And that decision changed everything. Therefore, keep in mind that Jimmy Carter's final net worth of roughly $10 million does not accurately represent his worth as a person. His impact extends far beyond financial benefit. It's a tradition of honesty, generosity, and a dedication to serving others. And we may all gain knowledge and inspiration from that. I appreciate you listening as I share the amazing life and unexpected wealth of Jimmy Carter. His story serves as a potent reminder that real wealth is determined by the impact you have on the world and the lives of others, not by financial gain. His story should serve as a reminder that even the tiniest deeds of kindness can have a generation-spanning impact.